everybody? Mikey, Time Machine Vintage. Thanks for checking in again. If you're new here, this is mostly a vintage reselling channel, kind of like the stuff you're seeing behind me. I do, of course, dabble in the modern stuff and anything new in box because you got to get those bills paid via the eBay. Working on moving in the antique shop. I'm not moving out. I am moving across the room into a glass case from my 10 by 12 floor space. Get rid of all my big stuff so that I can focus on some smaller things that are hopefully carry a little bit more value, and I can put out some stuff that I didn't want people just to be able to pick up and handle without an employee or attendant present, just in case something were to get mishandled. Looking forward to another 6 months at the antique booth, so just signed up for that, and let's hope it goes well. The first 6 months, can't complain. New here, still learning. Hopefully you guys are here to learn something too. I will show you a couple of thrift finds that one might actually blow you away. I couldn't believe it. We'll see what happens when it actually sells, what the actual value is, but it's a pretty rare piece. Actually a vintage toy, and you guys were actually asking me about vintage toys, stuff we have behind us and the stuff we have in the rec room. When I turn the camera on in there, people are always asking about the stuff in the background. I've had a few people actually ask if stuff is for sale. And can we do a tour? And it's, I mean, honestly, guys, it's not that big of a room, but there's, you know, a lot of vintage 80s and 90s nostalgia packed in there. So that's what we're going to show you today. And in the meantime, while we're doing that, we're going to show you guys a couple of pretty good thrift finds. So let's get to it. So here we go. And as you walk in, I got Iron Man lights on the wall. The kiddies love it. This is my 2004 Red Riders, fully team signed Honda. Lots of champions on this poster. I absolutely love it. I actually have a couple more of these, 2004 and 2005. If you guys are interested, holler at me. That's what's left of a 2000 Dart birthday Nerf War. Nothing but seltzers in the fridge down here. Maybe some juice boxes. We 9-year-old real hard around here. We got a lot of vintage board games. Got this really awesome Space Invaders clock that lights up. That's an old school folder. Love it. One of my favorite thrift finds from last year. There's not much of it, but it was 25 cents. That's right, folks. 25 cents. Oh, not sure what that was. So, we got some die cast. A lot of it is vintage. We like Volkswagens, we like Mustangs, we like muscle cars. We like muscle men in shadow boxes. That bubblegum at this point is not edible. We're thinking about parting with the ET collection. If anybody's interested, feel free to holler at us. This is the new Star Wars case that I put up the other day. So far, so good. Some of these figs are way too nice to be in my collection. And that's why they are in the case. Our favorites around here are PS2, Sega Genesis, Nintendo NES. We got some decent stuff. I've been doing this a long time. That's actually one of the sketches I took onto the Comic Book Men TV show back in the day. Filmed an episode, didn't make the air. Wah, wah, wah. This is a cool piece. My friend Jeremy traded me that. When he got that signed, I think Ralph told him that that was only the second one somebody had handed him to be signed. That's been in my collection ever since. So that Smurf, speaking of collection, right? So the Smurf Collectors Center from the 80s. I pull up to a garage sale on the right side of the road, and there's a free pile on the left side of the road. Table, some ratty chairs, this Smurf Collectors Center, and people are standing in the driveway, and I said, is this stuff for free? And they said, yeah. I said, oh, I'll take this and give it a new home. Yes, it was free. as I pulled up to a yard sale on the other side of the street. Just the plastic, and it was dirty. It needed to be cleaned and all, but I mean, goodness gracious, for nothing. Gotta be in the right place at the right time, right? Some of my faves. Some more Muscle Men that we don't have room for. Bunch of Nintendo stuffs. Nothing outrageous. I tend to sell the outrageous. Some more Muscle Men. My original Earl Dukes of Hazzards from the 80s. Those are racked. I think some of them still have my initials on them too. That's my original Game Boy and my original childhood Nintendo games. We've got a 64 Genesis, Super Nintendo, a PS2, and my NES is being repaired yet again. We got some vintage Star Wars stuff, some vehicles. It's all play-worthy, and it has been. That's what it's supposed to be for, right? It's supposed to play with this kind of stuff. We got some bronze. This is an old inkwell. Desk tray. Super heavy. Picked it up at the Goodwill. I think it was like $16 or $17. I've had it for quite a few years. I think the last time I looked it up, it was worth almost $2 grand. Here's another bronze piece. It's by a recognized artist, and the piece itself is actually pretty well known, and it's usually a lot smaller than this. This is a very, very large size, and his bow staff is in one piece under there. It's actually pretty sharp, so that's why the cork is there. And I think the last time I looked that thing up, I think it was $4,500 or $5,500. And I picked that up at a yard sale. I think it was $20. So, thought it was cool. Turned out it was, it was cool. Just some random stuff we got hanging around, trying to stay fit, while fighting off bad guys. And we play a little bit of poker, a little bit of bumper pool. Got our vintage button collection. Kong lives. Everything vintage that I found in a toy box or a toy collection. Anything that I've bought, I just throw in here. Got some real good ones. Got the Alf in Spanish. It's great stuff. Olympic drinking team. That's Alf in Hebrew or Israeli or something. It's pretty neat. We got some He-Man stuff. Bashosaurus. Another Nintendo poster. All these Nintendo posters are different, by the way. I'm not seeing the same poster over and over again. They're all different configurations. That's an original 1990, I want to say 1994. Signed by Mike Mignola at New York Comic Con. I know this because I had it signed by him. Actually, my best friend had it signed by him. He waited online for Mignola, and I waited online for Jay Lee. So, yeah, that's the real deal. It's been in my collection. It is ratty. It was never framed properly until we moved into this house, actually. Some T-Cats. There was a lot more PVC stuff I've thinned down, but the vintage Nintendo stuff always gets me. We've got, of course, a restroom down here as well. And, why not keep the vintage theme? Right? Why not keep it alive? So that's the room. This, like I said, it's a bumper pool table underneath it. I just picked that up off a marketplace. Got a smoking deal on it. We like to call that Artland right there. And, we had a little bit more room to roll around on the floor before that bumper pool table. We're just checking it out right now. Still trying to decide how much we like it. But that's where we chill. Just kind of like Alf. Got the bean bags ready to go. You got your PS2 fight stick. And that's the tour. Catch you guys next time. Alright, so like I said, we just moved back in from the antique booth, and I've got a small glass case up there now, and it just, oh man, so much stuff came back into this garage, and I could walk in here, and you're going to see, like, Unreal. I used to be able to walk in here, and I'm just barely getting by right now. It's getting ridiculous. I had so much stuff in that shop in a 10 by 12 foot space. I couldn't even believe it when I brought everything home. Now, some of this obviously wasn't in there. Some of it never made it up. Yeah, boys. Yeah, absolutely nuts. We still got a whole bunch of eBay stuff that we're going through too. Some random stuff down there too. So much stuffs. Alright, so a couple more things just really recently at the thrift store. I'll see if I can get this to focus. It's 1955, there we go. The Mickey Mouse Club board game. Pretty neat. Kind of cool to see all the old characters on there. Really cool artwork. Not like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse that the kiddies were watching a couple years ago. It's probably still on. One of my favorite things recently, a potato serving dish. Pretty decent size. And the best part is that a week before I found this, I found that one. I think they're awesome. I love them. I want to keep them. I want to use them. I have been vetoed. What are you going to do? So, potato dishes up for grabs. Anyway, fun vortex. So we found the first Spawn figure ever at a thrift shop a couple weeks ago. Excellent, excellent piece in amazing, amazing condition. I got it up on eBay for too much money because I really like it. And then another vintage toy that we thrifted. 81, 82 He-Man Battle Cat. Masters of the Universe line. Pretty good shape. Very fun to find at a thrift shop. I was telling you guys that we had a couple of good thrift finds, and we are sitting in the office right now, and I have one of them here. It is just too darn nice and too stinking rare to keep in the garage. Let's see. Focus. I know it's not very light in here with the sun shining through the window. Yeah, it's plastic horse. This is from a 1980s knockoff toy line called Galaxy Warriors, and they kind of resembled Masters of the Universe. They were on the same line as like the Remco wrestlers, things like that. And this guy is, he was called the Fearful Beast from the planet Ferror. And he came with an action figure, and he had a like a cloth saddle. So this was basically it. Like, you're not going to find a loose one with the saddle. It's just not going to happen. They don't exist. It was like a piece of felt. There are a couple examples on eBay. The closest one to this, I believe the guy is asking like $1,400 or something like that. I picked this up at a thrift shop, a little church thrift store, and I knew what it was, but I didn't know what it was. I don't know how well you can see. This guy has red eyes. I mean, obviously the face is kind of spooky looking. There it is. But he's got red eyes. And it's a nice, like, it's a cool, like, rearing. Looks like it's almost going into battle. And I didn't know exactly what it was. I had to come home and look him up, and he was very hard to find. He's listed on my eBay page right now for $950 or best offer. I have a lot of views and a bunch of watchers. We just may get an offer on him. Lots of folks are going to be getting their taxes back real soon, and I have a feeling somebody's going to splurge on this bad boy. Fearful Beast from the planet Ferror. Galaxy Warriors, early 1980s. Not sure exactly the year. I'm thinking like 83-ish. Somewhere around there, very early 80s. You can check out more pictures of him that aren't in the sunlight behind me on our eBay page, Time Machine Vintage NJ, along with a whole bunch of other vintage goodness. So here's one piece from a thrift shop, and I'm not going to tell you what I paid for him. I am going to tell you that when he sells, we are going to go back to the church thrift shop and give them a very nice little donation. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this one. So thanks for checking in. We appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see some more of this stuff. We'll catch you next time. Peace.